Okay guys, so we're back at it again. We let this kyosho sit in hot brake fluid for about 8 hours, and nice and clean, no more varnish. Here's the brake fluid. Doesn't look all that bad, but it was clear, and now it looks like pee. I'm just gonna assure you it's not pee, but it might be anyways. So we're gonna put some oil in there, and we're just using 5W30 synthetic. That's about it. Nothing special. Nothing special. Like, is there a special oil you need to put these engines together with? No, there isn't. You can use two-stroke oil, synthetic engine oil, whatever you want. Don't need anything specific, really. Nice and smooth. Okay, so yeah, that crank pin is very, very thin, but as you can see, compared to how it looked before, pretty nice. And this funky, like I said, usually with a piston like this, usually that long skirt faces towards the exhaust side, which is facing that way, but this one faces that way. It's really different how they have this designed, but that's all right. This is my first kyosho. I think this is a 15. Looks like one anyways. So never dealt with anything quite like this before. I'm gonna put some oil in that piston. Lots of oil. You don't need to flood anything, but I mean, it's going to be put in storage for quite a while. So we remember that that long skirt faces towards the exhaust, at least on this engine. This isn't going to be the same for any engine. This is just this one, so refer back to some of my other rebuild videos. We're going to pick up that connecting rod, drop it on the crank. Or at least try to. Oh, for fuck's sakes, come on. There we go. All right. Nice and lovely. So the brake fluid that we were using was .3. Apparently, old brake fluid. The brake fluid in my Jeep, I guess I changed it out last year, so I didn't use that. But, and with this engine here, there's a arrow right there. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Slippery stuff. And a notch. Line up the arrow and the notch. And wiggle the crank until the piston decides it's gonna, there we go. And that notch locates the exhaust port with the piston. Might not be able to see that here. Where's my flashlight? Oh, there we go. Magnetic flashlights are cool. All right, so we can see piston there, so we know the exhaust port is lined up correctly. And rotates nice and smooth. Next, we're going to put on our cylinder head. The back plate and starter shaft are still going to be soaking in brake fluid overnight because they are completely stuck. Like, they welded together basically. So this is just some Seafoam Deep Creep. This stuff actually seems to be pretty good, so you guys can try that out. Not a sponsor, but when you put your cylinder head back on, make sure your copper crush gasket, your shim is there. And it doesn't really matter, at least on this engine, which way we put the cylinder head. So we're going to put it this way, like that. And I need a 2.0 millimeter hex. Put the screws in there. And we will put the carburetor on too. Don't tighten one screw down all the way. Leave it loose, and then another screw. Back it off. Tighten the other. So crisscross, just like you're tightening the wheel lugs on a car. Same idea. Because even torque pattern, a lot of people think, oh, I just crank one bolt down, crank the other one down, then do the other. No. Don't want to do that, because that's not how it's done. And then go gently, click, 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 and nope, click. There we go, nice and tight. That's it. I know the bearings sound terrible. Yes, they do. I agree completely. They're going to be changed. I'm not going to change them just yet. Reason being is because this engine is going to be put in storage for until whatever. Because this engine literally fits nothing I have. I can't even find a pull starter for it. Or anything remotely parts-wise. So, bad bearings sitting in storage, as long as it's covered in oil, it doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt nothing. So, it just looks pretty. So we're going to leave it at that. And we got that goofy looking carburetor here. This looks like an airplane carburetor. As you can see, it's got a, I'm going to assume that's low speed. Nope, that doesn't turn. So I'm guessing it's high speed only. I'm guessing that's the idle. Because, very, very odd. I've never seen a carburetor like this in my life. At least not for an RC car engine, so I think it went that way. I believe. And Phillips. Oh, hold on. We forgot the O-ring that goes there. So there's a silicone O-ring. Put that down. This is such a strange motor, man. I really, I've never seen anything like this before. This is pretty cool to me. Do the top and bottom a little bit. Even mounts until they're tight. Alright, hey presto. You know, like I said, those bearings don't sound awful great. And I did have a glow plug laying around earlier. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there's one. What do we got here? We got a OS8. And we're going to stuff that in there. I'm just going to go grab my tool, which is right here. I don't have the gasket for it, which is not a big deal. Oh, got it right here. Never mind. Excuse my line. So, yeah, don't ever run without the gasket, the correct size, thickness, whatever. Put that there. And of course, it's not going to want to go in there. Okay. So in that case, if that happens, grab a piece of fuel line. Oh, there we go. So grab a piece of fuel line if your glow plug's being stupid. Stick your glow plug in your fuel line. Line up your copper gasket. And and get it by a few threads. Nice and tight. And yep, good compression. So we have the starter shaft here and the one-way bearing, which is very strange. So I'm going to soak that brake fluid because it is completely stuck. It should spin in one direction to grab the other, and it doesn't grab, or it spins in both. It should spin one way, which is freewheel. The other way should grab and spin the motor. It doesn't do that. So we're going to let that soak in some hot brake fluid for a little longer. And other than that, there it is. Little kyosho. I think it's a 12, or I believe it's a 15, GS 15, so pretty attractive, pretty nice. I can give it some freaking motor oil down the carb there, just to have some protection for storage. Smooth. Sounds like something else to it, doesn't it? Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and keep on burning nice out there. Glad you guys have liked these tear-down videos and stuff like that, and enjoy watching it and the rebuilds. Like I said, there's going to be 2 more. There's going to be one with this guy here, and one with this guy here pretty soon. So you guys will see all that, and again, like I said, the weather around here is shitty. It's raining. It's windy as hell. It's terrible. I don't know when it's going to get better, but when it does and things dry out, we will go take the T-Max at the 3.3, go beat the crap out of it. And then I still have a big plate of aluminum over there, so I'm going to make another connecting rod for it. No, I don't sell them. It's not worth it for me, unless you guys want to pay about $300 a piece. Tell them, guys. Anyways, enough nonsense. Enough jibber jabber.